Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Undergrounds Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho um convidado de peso, Infernal, guitarrista dos Desaster. Man, thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor for me to meet you and to receive you here at Undergrounds Voice from Portugal. I'm a huge fan of the band since, I don't know, probably 15 years. So it's really great for me. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's also for me a pleasure to be here and speak with you. I hope we can have a good time together and let's go.
We will for sure. Well, Churches Without Saints is the new album released in June 4. And it's another album with the Disaster trademark that you have for 30 years. So, how does it feel to have this album released 5 years after the last one? And how's been the reaction from everyone?
The response is huge. It's very good. We haven't expected this. It's so overwhelming, and yeah, we are very proud about the new album because, as you said, we have managed to put all the trademarks of Disaster into one album in a nearly perfect balance, and it's great to listen to the songs, to play them live, hopefully soon. And yeah, we are very proud about this album, and I think everybody who was into Disaster won't be disappointed.
It's a great album. And the opening track,
Thank you.
Learn to Love the Voids, was the first single, and I think it's a perfect choice because it have everything that Disaster is. It's thrash metal, it's black metal, it have the old school vibe, it's raw, it's fast, it's dark. So it's the best way to start a Disaster album and the perfect way to present it to the world, right?
Yeah, that was our thoughts as well. So we chose this one as an opener for the album, especially. We also have a little bit of a punk vibe in this song, and we are also old punk fans, old
Yeah.
Exploited and German punk bands like Slime. We like a lot, and you can listen, you can hear it when you listen to Learn to Love the Void, and yeah, it's a perfect opener.
Almost all the album is very fast, but the title track puts a break on this furious speed, and it almost worked like a turning point in the album, in my opinion. Like the song kind of separates the album into side A from side B, right? Do you agree with that?
Well, of course, we wanted to show a lot of variety on the album, so we also had to do some epic stuff on it. And for me, it's a perfect place for the title track on side A, on the end of side A of the record,
Yeah.
because then you can turn the record and start side B with another fast track. And yeah, we like the title track. It's a little bit unusual for Disaster.
It is.
Of course, we had slow songs in the past, but this time we have a very freezing atmosphere in this title track. And yeah, it will surprise some people, but I think they will like it.
It's a great song. And one thing I like about this album is the sound because it's really old school. It looks like an album recorded 30 years ago in the 80s. Which is great because almost every band is using all the modern techniques to get the best sound possible. And here we have Disaster rocking like it's 80, on the 80s, right?
Yes, and that was our aim, our goal to achieve, because we don't like the sound of modern albums that much. Every band sounds the same, and that we wanted to change a little bit. Also, the last two Disaster albums had a very modern sound, and we wanted to go back in time. And I ever liked our third album, Tyrants of the Netherworld, from the year 2000, which already had a very old school sound, a very warm sound, a little bit dark sound. And I wanted to go back in time and yes, not copy the sound of Tyrant's album, but go in this direction. And I think we have managed it. some people will be surprised when they put on the record because they are used to this modern sounds of the other bands. So they will say, "Oh, what's that?" But I think when they have heard the album one time, they will get used to it and they will like it.
And this time we don't have a medieval outro in the end of the album. We have Aus Hasha, which is kind of dark gothic, reminding me of bands like Catatonia or even Moonspell here from Portugal. So, what made you drop the traditional medieval outro to try something new?
We had it too much. There were a lot of albums ending with this medieval sounding guitar tunes, and we wanted to do something different from that. And yes, you're right. This song was especially influenced by Catatonia, and also by an old wave band called The Cure. Of course, everybody knows The Cure. I think when I was a little boy child, I think with 11 years, The Cure was my favorite band, and I think this is saved in my head. And also the guitar tunes are there and had to come out one day. And yes, we like this unusual outro this time. Perhaps it will surprise some people. When I played it to our old drummer, Tormentor, he doesn't like it at all. He said, "Ooh, what's that? That doesn't sound good." But we said, "No, we want to do this." And a lot of people say, "Oh, that's cool. That's of course no typical Disaster track, but it's a
Yeah.
cool way to end an album."
Is this something you plan to continue to do in the future releases?
No, I don't think so. This was an experiment, and the people don't have to fear that we go in this direction now. No, no, no problem.
And as you said, it's the first album with Ant on the drums after you've kept your lineup for about 20 years. I was being to deal with Tormentor's departure and was an iconic member of the band, and I was being worked with Hunt.
Yes, of course, it was a big pain in the ass to separate from our old drummer Tormentor. We were of course also friends, and we are of course still friends, but we couldn't go on with him because he moved away. He played in too many other bands, as you might now know,
Yeah.
and that was no option for us to go on with him. So we had Hont, the new drummer. He already played with Satanic, our singer, in an old black thrash death metal band called Divine Genocide, and so it was a good choice to play together with Hont, because he's very skilled, he's very professional, he can play nearly everything, and he exactly knows what rhythms fit to my guitar riffs, and that's very good. He has studied Tormentor's drum style and the style of Disaster a lot. So he is the songwriting together with Hont is so fast. That's great. So we were very satisfied that we have Hont now in the band. But of course, we are still good friends with Tormentor and wish him all the best.
And this year is the 25th anniversary of A Touch of Medieval Darkness, your first album. And are you planning any celebration for that whenever it's possible? And which importance do you give to this album in your career so many years later?
Yeah, of course, it's a special album for us. It was the first full length we had in our hands 25 years ago. And I still remember how great it was to put it on the record player and play it for the first time.
Yeah.
That was great. Great memories also with the recordings and the live shows back in that time. And yeah, this year we did a re-release of the vinyl version because the old vinyl, the old LP was sold out, of course, for many years, and this was our way to celebrate the release, the 25 anniversary, and we put it out a very special edition. Great artwork, and there's also some bonus material on it back from the days, old stuff, and you can hear us playing live. Not good, but but with a lot of feeling.
Anyway, Tyrants of the Nether will still be my favorite. Necropolis, Carthago is one of my favorite songs ever. So
That's cool. For me also, the Tyrants album is nearly the perfect Disaster album. Everything was great, the sound was great, the songs were great, the album cover is iconic.
yeah.
That's a great one, and yeah, I agree with you. That's our best. This one is also good. but I'm not the one who says, "Oh, our new album is the best." You have to buy
Yeah.
it. Ah.
Yeah, everybody says that. Um,
Yes.
well, finally, thank you so much for being here. It was a huge, huge honor for me to receive you here. As I said, I'm a huge fan of the band, so it's really great for me. So, any last words for the Portuguese fans and Underground's Voice viewers?
Yeah, thank you very much for your good questions and your time for Disaster. And I hope to meet you and all the other Portuguese
I hope.
maniacs soon. Hopefully, the situation will be normal as soon as possible so we can meet together, bang our heads together in front of the stage. And yeah, hopefully, we can play in Portugal very soon. So, bang or be bang.
We really hope so. Once again, thank you. Please stay safe and see you soon. Thank
See
you,
you
man.
soon. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you, man.
you.
Thank you.
An dir, ihr seid an, das kosmische Spiel zu gewinnen.